Alright guys, welcome back for another review. So we had the Overwatch SteelSeries Invitational happen yesterday. So on Sunday recently. What day was that? It was like I don't remember. The 28th of February, I think. But yeah, it happened over the weekend. So we're going to be reviewing the match between Boston Uprising, Paris Eternal. We'll be reviewing them all, but we're just going to start with, the first match that happened. So this is an exciting series because we get to get a first look at both of these teams who have done pretty massive overhauls of the rosters so far, like in the offseason. Boston actually might not be last, which is very hype for everyone involved. We have, as you can see right now, pretty much a full Korean roster except for Punk on that off tank. So we have IM37 and Valentine coming in. Stand 1, who's the pickup from the Shanghai Dragons, Faith and Myeonbong on the support line, and then obviously Punk in the off tank. A lot of hype around this Boston Uprising roster because they actually invested money, which is way more than we've seen from them as of late. And then we go on the other side and we have Paris Eternal. Literally, definitely a downgrade from their previous roster. What did they finish last season? Like 3rd in the NA region, I believe it was, but they had a good roster. But obviously that team is now like pseudo Dallas Fuel, and they picked up a full European roster, which is super exciting because Europe doesn't really get a whole lot of representation within the league, unfortunately. So it's cool to see these contenders players all getting the opportunity. For the most part, Paris Eternal is looked over by most people doing predictions early, putting them in roughly the bottom 3. I don't think this is a disrespect to them as much as just we don't have as much of a sample size on them. So it's hard to put them over all these other rosters which have made great improvements, like teams such as Boston Uprising, where they made great improvements. It's hard to put Paris above them. So this is a great look at Paris and also London Spitfire, who we're going to see later, and essentially what they're like bringing to the table of Overwatch League, and if they are going to prove themselves. On Twitter, they're all very, very, very vocal about how they don't like being overlooked as much as they are, but I think it's nothing against them. It's just hard to make that. So we're going to be able to check this out. I'm super hyped to see some content for Overwatch League and get prepped for this, so it'll be a good start. What patch is this? This patch is the current patch as far as I'm aware. I think all the Wrecking Ball changes are yeah, whatever's live right now, I believe, is the patch that they played on. So, which is exciting because we're used to watching VODs that are like 3 months old, 4 months old out of current patch. So, I'm actually really excited to see the comps that we're playing. I have seen little bits and pieces because obviously this is a VOD, that there is a good mix between Brawl and people playing this like Ryan, Baptiste, Lucio stuff, and people who are playing the old school Wrecking Ball, Tracer, Briggs and Brig Anna type of stuff. So, we'll see. So let's check it out and get started.
Leaps and everything like that was just that.
Oh god, Hex, I love you, but you're too loud.
Never mind, we're in match. Let's go. Paris Eternal, Boston Uprising. Be running on May here early on, and it's
later in the VOD is current patch. Orisa shift, but yeah. So the Orisa, like the changes that just came in with the Wrecking Ball push, the Orisa headshot, hitbox, and all that kind of stuff has changed. I think we do see some Orisa later in the tournament. Oh, that is a big nade to start it off by Myeonbong, opening up on Onigod. So we're seeing these two different teams, Paris Eternal coming out in the Brawl, like we've been seeing a lot of in, I guess, ranked, but haven't seen it as much in competitive play because no one's been playing. And we're seeing Boston Uprising, on the other hand, playing very standard what we've expected of, the Nexus Cup, playing this dive with the Wrecking Ball, the Anna, and just sort of like applying a lot of pressure. Interesting that we see from Boston Uprising playing the Sombra. So I'm excited to see how that works. The Echo should get a ton of value here, but it is going to be hard because they are not getting pocketed. Never mind, they have a nano boost. So that is pretty strong. And there it is. It's our first look at Valentine in like an Overwatch League type setting. Obviously, Valentine and Faith both came in recently from, I cannot remember exactly what team. I want to say WGS Phoenix, but I'm not 100% sure if that's true. Are they from WGS Phoenix, Valentine and Faith? Yes. All right. I thought I was right about that one. So, it's exciting. So these two players are sort of the players that pushed everyone over the edge with their expectations for Boston Uprising. So you're seeing why off the bat. So, all right, we're coming here. We got the EMP. Early EMP hits 2. Hits the BAP end of the McCree. I honestly don't think that was a very good EMP by IM37. He's done it in such a way that, like, he's done it so far back. Like, we can go back. I'll probably be going back in the VODs more than I usually do. And, like, talking about, like, you see where the EMP is? It's all the way back here. Like, it's just not good enough. Like, the rest of your team can't really follow up. Like, look how far away the rest of the team is. Kind of looks like a miscommunication. Like, wasn't a great thing, but they do get a pick. Valentine gets a pick, but it could have ended poorly, right? Like, Stan 1 was the one who got pinned. He could have easily died for that. Oh, Faith gets the kill into Neptuno, so... Now Paris Eternal's coming with lots of ults. I'm really surprised they want to go in through the open against this comp from the Boston Uprising. I feel like that's enabling flanks. Well, I feel like they'd want to close as much distance by going through the right side. So it is surprising, but it's going to be really hard for Naga to get value with this Mei ult. If anything, you want to isolate like Stand 1, maybe the Echo. Oh, we got a Shatter. Just walks forward and shatters the backline, but no follow-up, just as we saw in the past. I like that Faith is holding on to the... Oh, that was a DPS shatter if I've ever seen one. Oh, nice bomb by Punk. I like that Faith held the rally. Like, that's a big call. I think you could have easily just popped that rally to secure that fight, but they literally blew everything else. They used the... I think they used the mines, the nano, the bomb, and the copy from the Echo. So Paris hasn't committed, but I think they're having the issue that I was talking about, right? Where they can't close the distance without just getting engaged on. So I like that they're heading right side now, but you know, this is looking rough so far. Oh, IM37 gets Onigod, but Naga gets Valentine, which is pretty nutty. Rally's a pretty good ultimate, so it saved them all. Oh, dude, Faith is in Frowny Town. Oh my god, is he gonna live through this? Yo, Myeonbong and Faith playing incredibly well, living through the Mei ult. And as I said, like, Naga's gonna really struggle to get value out of these, right? Out of this Mei and the Mei ult, especially on this point. This is like such a bad point for the brawl, and I think much more suited towards the dive. With that said, I think if Boston lose control of the point, it could be hard to retake from Paris Eternal because their engagement is going to be... It's really hard to engage onto brawl. Right? They do have the EMP, so we're going to have to see that. They don't have a defensive ultimate, like Neptuno doesn't have the beat for the EMP, so Paris is kind of going to have to spread out in expectation or do something surprising to catch Boston Uprising off guard. Day 1 of our Season 4, Custa is going to hit them with a player in Frowny Town. Dude, there's always going to be players in Frowny Town. Do you think Stand 1 will always be fielded? It'll be interesting. I think there is a world in which Stand 1 doesn't play over Fusion's Reinhardt, because Fusion's is known for his Reinhardt and in Brawl. So maybe, but we already saw, I think last season, Stand 1 only came in for the Reinhardt for the Shanghai Dragons, if I'm correct about that. So I don't know. It's the same question of, do you see Color Hex ever being played over Valentine? I don't think so, but Color Hex has been grinding his ass off, so has Fusion, so you never know. But we'll see the direction in which Boston goes as the season progresses, of if they want to lean more towards their Korean lineup or if they will start integrating a lot more of their Western lineup. Obviously, they have Soon to play the Tracer, so there's going to be some integration there. Like, I assume IM37 is going to play probably the Hit Scan, probably the Sombra, and that kind of stuff, but Soon will come in to play that Tracer, so we'll see. Phil's played Ryan a bunch too, yeah, exactly. Orisa? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Stand 1 came in to play the Orisa and not the Reinhardt? I'm not sure. I can't actually 100% remember. So that's a great bomb by Elivote on the fact that it applies some pressure to the counter. Gets Myeonbong, but yeah, they just get murdered for that. And this just feels like too many ults for Boston Uprising. Like, they still have mines, they still have the Diva Bomb. They should be able to clean this up pretty easily. Mixed roster seems to be a good bet. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do just lean into the mixed roster. Who is the head coach of the Boston Uprising? Let me have a look at that real quick. Boston Uprising Wikipedia. Head coach Laurie. I have heard that actually. So they do have a coaching staff of Laurie is the head coach. Askoft and Baroy. I don't know Askoft and Baroy as much. Baroy was added this year. Askoft has been around since he was around last season. So Laurie is the head coach of WGS Phoenix and came in to coach the Boston Uprising. So that's where you see the crossover from Valentine and Faith. Obviously, WGS Phoenix has had a ton of success in the past. So I actually didn't know that. So Laurie coming in as the head coach from WGS Phoenix is exciting for Boston Uprising, right? Why is Paris playing the Diva over the Xayah? So the reason I think you saw the Diva over the Xayah is Xayah doesn't function as well against the dive, in my opinion, if you are playing the Brawl with how open it was. I think you see, we go to this map and you're going to see both teams play Xayah. Surprisingly, we do have Paris actually switching it up. And they're sort of like flipping the switch on each other. Now Boston's playing the Brawl and Paris is playing the dive. So I'm excited to see how this is going. If Boston can close the distance onto Naga and the backline of Neptuno Khan, it's not going to be close. Which they seem to have, but they just got murdered for. Whoo! That nade by Khan was insane. Does anyone know what it is? Is it Khan? Oh, what, hello? Boston is still living. Hashtag Brawl. But, yeah. Is it Khan, Dan, Don? Alright, Naga's got a ton of value. Naga's almost got a bob into this fight already. And the bob essentially puts the nail in the coffin for this fight anyway, but I think Boston's going to give it up. They need a regroup anyway. Myeonbong is in Narnia on his own. Khan. So Khan? Okay.
And the nice thing is Naga put in so much damage that you can just toss Bob on the point whenever you want.
Oh god, Naga just gets isolated there. Yeah, and this is the strength of the Brawl, right? Is it's hard for Paris to close that distance, and there's no high grounds to play around here, and that's why you do see some people play Brawl. It's like the age-old question of, can you close the distance? And sometimes you can if you have the speed, and Paris doesn't. But it's also very dangerous with the number of boops that can happen, or if they can run away themselves. So I think Paris might need to switch their comp here. If I'm looking at this, I think it's going to be really hard to get positioning on Boston Uprising. I think if you're going to do this, they need to take all the right side and then use Bob to force point. Like, yeah, look at the position that they got. All right. Yeah, like, here's the problem with that dive that they're setting up here, right? Is it's great that they got the Wrecking Ball behind. They're going to Bob from the front, sort of setting up this sort of thing. But they don't have a whole lot that just stops Boston from walking at them. They don't have the speed to negate what Faith has with the speed. And they don't have anything to solve the ultimate. So they do get the cap, which is really nice. So that's percentage going to Paris Eternal. But yeah, I'm curious to see how Paris is going to try and overcome this problem. Are the casters too loud for you guys? Texas mic sounds really bad right now. I think it's okay. Seems fine. Okay, that's good. Alright, so yeah, so here comes the engage again. Like, Elivote walks in and he's just dead. They had to have expected this coming. How is he not dead? How? Sorry, let's watch that back. And how does he not die? He gets nanoed, obviously. He bubbles. He gets naded. He then gets nanoed. He then gets shattered after the grab. Still lives, gets pinned, gets frozen again, grabs, and is still alive. They get grabbed again. Elivote just got grabbed again. He got grabbed, shattered, pinned, grabbed, and then finally died. Oh my god, Elivote just got bullied. But that's like, that was best case scenario for Paris Eternal, and they still just couldn't keep Elivote alive. Like, they obviously, like, they got the engage onto one person. They are capping the point, though, so we're still equivalent on percentage, which is interesting, but yeah. Frozen, yeah, sorry, you got frozen. How could I forget the ultimate CC of being me frozen? And probably Flash, yeah. Yeah, Flash isn't a long enough CC compared to everything else that just happened. Elivote's having a bad time. So he goes to the Orisa, which I actually like, and you saw a lot of people tend towards this Orisa in this Brawl, but they mirror the Brawl. At the very end, this is how they're going to try and beat it. They're in the unfortunate situation of now they're fighting an uphill battle with the ultimates, right? So they just lose because they lost to a window high noon. And they don't have anything. Like, Naga's trying to hold on to this Bob. I don't know really how he gets a whole lot of value. Oh, chase down the ball. You chase that, right? Why don't you not... Do you not rush this down? Interesting. I would have liked to have seen them rush this down, but I guess it's kind of hard with the Bob. It feels like they're very hyper-focused on what's going on here. Oh, Naga. Naga versus IM37. Oh, IM37 wins it. He has the high ground and the Pika's advantage, so. And as I said, I think I think Paris played the wrong comps on the wrong points. I think I like the Brawl on the first, the dive on the first round because of how open it is, and I think I like Brawl on this map, so. Interesting decision to not play that, but you know, I'm sure there's a reason. I'm sure they have a lot of practice, a lot more practice than I do. So it was interesting to see that, but obviously didn't work in the final thing. Boston looking pretty clean. You good? But yeah, I think Boston looking pretty clean. I think they definitely had some weird positional things, but they just weren't able to be punished by Paris. So we go on to Kings Row and we live. We don't see any subs out of Boston Uprising. They're going to keep playing the Sombra, IM37 Sombra, all that kind of stuff. Paris Eternal has also not made any subs. I think that's what we saw from them just before as well. So we'll see what Paris Eternal ends up playing. Because I don't think Ellie Vote's going to play Winston and Dan's going to play Diva. But I could be proven wrong. Yeah, there you go. Dan goes to the Ryan. Ellie Vote goes over to the Diva. Okay, so we're going to see Brawl versus the Dive from Boston Uprising. Once again, I actually like the Brawl. I think the Brawl is pretty solid. Suna not playing. I think you'll see Suna come in to play the Tracer. I think is probably what you'll see. I would say Naga's going to play the Flex. Onigod's going to play the Hit Scan. And Suna will play the Tracer. But I just don't think they have any intentions to play Tracer right now. At least that's how I imagined their roster being played. But we'll see as the series goes on. I am surprised that Boston isn't deciding to play Brawl into this. I feel like this is going to be very hard to keep control of the point. I think if they don't get EMP fast enough, they're just going to get run over by Paris.
Stand up and you can see Paris Eternal doing the same kind of thing.
Someone ban Grey.
Yeah, I mean, Sim to get in and probably rotate up the.
All right, so we got the TP. They go with the Sim TP high ground, and Myeonbong is dead. That was a really good set play with the Symmetra. I don't think Myeonbong was ready for that. I feel like Myeonbong probably should have been in a better spot. He should have known that he can't play there. Like maybe didn't even not expecting the Sim, but even then like dangerous. IM37 has a nasty Widow as well. Yeah, I would say IM37's probably going to be the hit scan player. He's known for his hit scan prowess. So. You're going to co-stream the Boston vs Seoul open scrims in an hour. I wasn't planning on it. No, I think I'm going to go back and watch it at some point, but I'm not planning on co-streaming it. I think you guys should go back. You should watch it on the main stream. Like, I think not Avast. We're going to have Avril and Pri are going to be co-streaming. Go check out their guys. I'll go back and I'll watch it under their co-stream, but you guys should go check them out. They're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff and they have the floor, so I'll give it to them. I'll check that out, yeah. So you guys should definitely go check that out for when that happens. But yeah, I'll go back and watch it at a later date. I want to get through this stuff first. Where do I find these streams? I actually don't know where that's being streamed. So you might have to go hunting, or maybe someone can post it in the chat.
Kind of put some pressure onto the Echo as well. So a really nice switch up here. They're going to put window down and just continue to roll.
Honestly, the timings of all these things have just been terrible for my stream schedule. But
IM37 there tried to get a hack on somebody, but everybody kind of dipped out of his LOS just in time.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
All right, so we're seeing the Boston Uprising struggling under the point of what I said. So the Brawl is just too strong. It's very oppressive and very hard to beat, especially playing this Echo Wrecking Ball. Like, I honestly just think Brawl is just a stronger composition if it's so linear like Kings Row. Someone drops the mines, but yeah, and this, I question the decision to not play Brawl on this map. I assume they've played it and they've had success against Brawl, but it is not working against Paris.
Although it's still pretty good. There's a lot of high ground on this last point. There's no way they're securing this or recapping or recontesting. IM37? No, there's no way. Yeah, so they gets capped. 5:38 by the way, X on this row. Pretty ridiculous speed run here from this.
I mean, this is a map that we've seen teams speedrun time and time again. Once you get going, it can be very difficult for to set up.
Ellie gets IM37. I don't even know how that happens.
Because I think he's been wanting to use the ultimate for like the last.
Has Faith not used Rally this whole time? Does Faith just have 50% ult charge this entire game? I could imagine that. Like, Brig is so useless. Like, this feels weird that they're playing the Brig. Like, I hate Brig against the Brawl because you just don't do anything. Like, Brig, like, you literally just get steamrolled over. In no world do you get a ton of value out of Brig, in my opinion. Like, what is you accomplishing as Brig? Like, you're stunning the Diva or the Lucio if they go aggressive. Like, you can't, they're not really killing your Ana unless they're hard diving her, where if they are on top of your Ana, they're also on top of you and you're dead. So, I really don't like this composition choice by Boston Uprising. It feels like they're just sort of like, this is obviously a good composition, just not against Brawl, in my opinion. But Paris is playing this literally to the T how it should be played. They're not getting isolated. They're doing it very well. They're cycling ultimates. They did not get a ton of value out of all the ultimates they just used. But, like, the survivability of Brawl is just unmatched. Especially with the BAP. Oh, I'm 37 getting... Oni God. I think they need to get out of this fight. I think if you're Paris, you give up, you accept that you got it that far, and because if you don't have these like supports, you're not going to be able to get further forward. So Brig either dies or does nothing. Exactly, and that's my problem with Brig against. Brig is obviously great against the Wrecking Ball, against the Traces and all that. But hey, one second, my cat is just killing me right now. Alright, so they get the window. Oh my god, Khan is just living on the edge. Yeah, he gets killed by... I guess if you can just frontline Brig, that is a solution to the problem. Just alpha up.
Okay, I think that was a bit of anti-synergy there from Naga. Just walled the rest of his teammates in against...
Took almost a whole map for that rally, yeah. Oh god, Naga, no. So now we'll see if Paris... Here is actually the one point on this map that I think Boston could get value, right? The problem that they're going to run into is they have nobody to deal with IM-37. And IM-37 and Valentine are just going to sit on these high grounds shooting down, and there's not a whole lot that Paris can do to deal with it. Obviously, Elivote can, but Elivote's just going to get pressured. He's just going to take so much damage that Diva's going to get pressured to the point that she's not going to be able to stay up there for long enough. So... Oh, Valentine dying there is really bad. I guess if Khan goes up with them and they coordinate like that was great team play by Paris, like coordinating to get on top of that. The male, oh god, Punky. Oh, Honey God, McCree. I think that Bob should just die. Oh, welcome to Echo. Oh, nice. I actually love this switch to the Diva. He's going to stall for a long time. Should be able to get the Diva one, which can potentially get a ton of value. And Elivo gets punished. Wow. Yeah. Great play by the Boston Uprising. Like, making the right switch. Like, recognizing the win condition of their current comp, right? And I don't know what you do if you're Paris Eternal. I think you need to make... I don't know if I like the Naga on May, because... What's the solution to this problem? Oh, Boston have the high grounds and you can't control it. Guy is so fucking good at Echo, yeah. And that's the thing is, oh, look at the hiding Ana. The hiding Ana's waiting. Oh, it gets it. Oh, big nade. Yeah, they're like walking into a trap every time they walk forward. Like, this comp is great by Boston on this third point. I just wish they didn't run on the first 2 points. And it's like the counterplay of Paris. Obviously, this was working very well on the first 2 points, but I think you're going to run into a wall, and you know this happens in rank. This happens in every scenario. The third point of King's Row is very different to the rest of the points, just because of the number of high grounds that exist. Might get off Ryan here. Yeah, maybe what if they go Winston Zaya? Maybe if they went the Winston Zaya Ana strat, like maybe I'd like that more. But it just feels like they're walking into a trap every time. Like literally the Star Wars, it's a trap. Every time they try and step forward. And like it's costing, look how far they have to drop window away just to try and take a little bit of space. Boston did use the rally and the nano there though, but they have IM-37 with the Bob, which should put a full stop on whatever Paris tries to do, because Paris doesn't really have a great comp in my opinion to deal with the Bob like easily, unless it's way too early. So there's the Bob, and here's what we're talking about, right? The effectiveness of Bob. They're trying to kill it. Yeah, you see like Faith is literally putting his body in front of Bob. I'll save you, Bob. Alright, now Valentine gets the May transition into the window. Dan has just got hard isolated though. Yeah, and I think they struggled at the very end. Oh, nicely by Elivo. Neptuna gets the beat. I think Boston might have overextended for that one. I think they just tried to put an end to it, and this could be really bad. If they can kill Valentine, they can win this. Oh, nice. Punk has Grav, and they almost have Nano, but who's gonna touch?
If they can just knock them off here, it's going to be Grab or Shatter who can get value.
He doesn't want to. Oh, he got shattered. Great play by Dan. Still gets the grab out though with the Nano. Great play by Myunbong. That was great. That was good counterplay back and forth, but I think Boston just had too many ults at the final hours. Paris used everything to get to that point, so that was a good shatter. Probably haven't practiced enough. Yeah, like obviously this is still in very initial looks, and this is more looking at team play and team synergy and individual play rather than the strategies. All right. So I think the adaptation from Paris wasn't there, which I wasn't a huge fan of. But I like what I think Elivo was doing a good job of staying aggressive, and Ken was like getting the windows quickly, and they were trying to get their win condition. I just think they were doing an uphill battle, and you saw when they are given that space, they can just run it down. So that was big. A good look by Paris, but also Boston sort of like recognizing their win condition was really nice, and fucking Valentine's Echo does kind of fuck.
Really nice individual play to give his team a shot at it, and now Paris just
Form and hold, kind of crisp, kind of nice.
Defense, but if Boston is able to finish it out, they're going to go into halftime 2-0.
I actually don't mind this pick whatsoever. I don't think Valentine's going to stay Farah.
Hey, one second. While this happens, I'm kicking the ball out of my room. Come on.
Going into rush bomb with a Farah, not too bad.
No, Farah's traditionally been pretty good on Kings on offense and defense because there's a lot of nice high ground ledges you can perch on and then get super high in the skybox.
Echo's just too good though.
So far we've called.
All right, sorry, Bo had to go. He was just all up in my grill, and I can't handle that. All right, so we're getting back into it. So we're gonna see Boston do the same thing.
Uprising, what you got for us, huh? Okay, nice little double shield. Valentine sticks on the Genji, maybe. Doesn't have mana boost.
Double shield Genji without a mercy pocket. You also have an Ashe that doesn't have a mercy pocket. And they're going to play Lucio Bap against Brawl. These guys are either geniuses or idiots. We'll probably find out. But anyone who looks at this comp on paper, there's so much anti-synergy, like across the board, that just doesn't make any sense. They're going against Brawl. Like the Genji's gonna get very rare amount of value. Like he should be able to get belly value, but he has anti-synergy. Like what are the tanks? Why are you playing Lucio Bap with double shield? And then you have just an Ashe. Like I feel like stand 1 is going to die. That's what's going to happen. Is stand 1 is going to take the front line, and then he is going to die. Are they just looking at the opposition comp? There you go. They have to just be looking at the opposition comp. Okay, they go Ana. Okay, okay, it's fine. Everyone stop panicking. All right, Ana Bap. Still a little weird. Okay, everything makes sense now. With just that Ana switch, I think everything makes a little bit more sense. You have the Ana to pocket the Genji, the Ashe can play on her own, the Bap can keep the double tank frontline alive. They're going to do a ton of damage, force Paris to engage onto them, which hopefully they can play super defensive, and then have the win condition of the Blade. On paper, that is how it's going to work. I think going against Brawl is an ambitious... very ambitious way to try and deal with this, so we'll see how that works.
Composition, and sometimes main supports aren't as comfortable on those more mechanically intensive heroes.
Oh, okay. They took a really long time to go. They gave so much space that Dan just got absolutely murdered. Alright, but Oniga gets the pick back on IM37. Woohoo! Clicking heads.
grabbing from the
Oh, Can has a fucking window, dude.
already earned himself a window. Is just
Ooh.
Yeah, I think
Alright. Can's been kind of clean on this map so far.
push them back. If you notice the very first angle,
McCree can stun the guy. Like, honestly, they've done a pretty good job. Like, that was best case scenario for Boston, in my opinion. They almost have the blade. Sure, they could have won, but they're not going to get it.
instead, and now 2:30 left.
Okay. Let's see what happens here. Alright, I don't... Yeah, okay. I like that they're going earlier, right? Like, this is what they needed to do last time. Last time, it felt like Dan was dead before anything happened. Valentine bladed. Bongo blade. Okay.
available now, but he doesn't actually need
Alright, I'd put a fucking exclamation point on the game. Just...
okay, Valentine.
And I guess that's the win condition. Like, Paris doesn't have great ways to deal with the blade. Like, they have the lamp and they have the flashbang and stuff like that, but that's pretty hard against the Genji. So Valentine could just pop off every nano blade and just, they push that way.
Sometimes call it the naked blade.
Interesting. I'm interested to see how it's going to keep working. Beat? Yeah, beat, like, I guess, yeah, beat is something that I didn't really consider, but, like, I don't think they're going to be able to use the beat for every nano blade. Like, the beat doesn't charge fast enough for that. I think Paris needs to fight faster. Like, I would like to see them, like, go. It feels like they're playing incredibly passive into this. So, see, as you said, there's the beat. There's the mail.
Came out from Paris Eternal as well.
Okay, they're going to get Valentine for that.
Caught on the wrong side of the wall, wrong side of the map, really. Wasn't near his team whatsoever. Naga going pretty low too. Immortality field having to be used.
Elivo Diva Bomb.
Eternal as now Punk's trying to control the fight from the top of the payload, but
Boston does have a lot of sustain. You have to give them that.
tedious to say the least. Now on forward.
But,
Reset now from the Uprising.
yeah.
I just dashed into six of them.
Okay, that was the go by Paris with the beat mail.
First fight for Boston because they did get a lot of ultimates out of Paris, and then they kind of backed up a little bit and tried to re-engage.
Is Paris still holding the corner? It looks like they are.
And there were a couple late deaths there.
They're camping Paris in the fight. Yeah, and that's the value of Brawl, and that's why Brawl is so oppressive, is that the lamp sort of overcomes the issues of, like, your Reinhardt just taking 1 million damage.
Really what Boston has to do is try to bait out
Oh, that was a nice clean shatter.
some pressure on May by jumping
I think he only hit the SIG, but oh, okay. Probably should drop the window. I think I'd like to see the window go down. Slow this down, because they're bleeding out right now. Oh, okay, the Genji. Oh, interesting. I can see the idea, but I don't think he just didn't get enough distance. I think he wanted to get that slash. Thought he would kill a tank and then dash for the backline. Or maybe he just thought he would die if he doesn't go for the backline anyway, but he just didn't make it far enough. Yo, dude, Can is fucking clean on this map. He's doing a lot of damage. Ooh, Punky. Nice. Oh, the lamp. Yeah, his lamps are being on point as well.
It also seems like Khan just has not
Yeah, like there's the like problem with the Boston Uprising composition. Like you can see why it is there, right? You can see what they're trying to do on paper. They have the front, but like it feels like they're really going to struggle to kill all of the Paris Eternal. And like there's so many loss conditions for them, and they're just relying on the nano blades to sort of win them team fights and then use everything else to win other fights.
able to get down to him because Boston's just straight up brawling.
Got Snoop, but on the other team.
Oh, no lamp.
And only got to end up going down. There you go. A speed forwards or a speed backwards for the Paris Eternal, maybe.
There's the beat. Yeah, like even if they get picks, they don't have the sustainability that the Brawl has of the Lucio Bap. Like whenever they just go.
Boston Uprising.
I like the inventiveness of Boston Uprising. I do. Like as we said, this match doesn't matter for anything. It's a show match and that kind of stuff. I like that they're like messing with things and not just being like, fuck it, let's play Brawl. But I don't know if I like this. I don't think this is great. Like, Punky is just getting murdered every time he tries to step up. And Valentine's dying to Onigod almost every fight.
Perfect, almost right. I mean, now they have the
Elivo and Khan are the most solid players. I like Naga's May, but I think Onigod's has been very good on this Kree as well. But Khan has definitely impressed me so far in this match as well. So we're charging the Nano Blade again. Here we go. Like, how do you make it through this doorway with a wall? Oh my god. Like, yeah. How do you make it through this choke? If you are the Boston Uprising, how do you make it through this choke? Boston isn't playing hiding them for actual game. See, but the matches aren't for 2 months, for like a month and a half. I don't think you're hiding strats at this point. any strats that are going to happen in 6 weeks, what you see now is not going to be what you're doing in 6 weeks' time. So I don't think it's hiding strats. Not at all.
Well, I'm just gonna play break now. You're gonna run into us. I'm gonna run into you.
It's the same way. There are other entry points because you are like they're playing Orisa Sig. Like, what are they gonna do? Jump out the window? Jumping out of a window is significantly worse. But here we go, Nana Blade.
This Nano Blade has to come through. That's all there is to it.
And now they went Anna Brig. I don't like Anna Brig. Like, I think your tanks are going to die. I think Stan 1, if you thought Stan 1 Punk were gonna die, like the only reason Paris is playing back here is against the Nano Blade.
There's the Nano. There's the Blade. He's straight into the back already, but Myunbong's already gonna go down.
Gets flashed. Gets a couple of kills. Yeah, there you go. I think if you're Boston, that's your win condition, right? Getting those Nano Blades. There's, as I said, if they don't have beat, they don't have many solutions to the problem. Like, he even got flash, he got that kind of stuff, but they don't really, unless Oni got just like 2 taps in, they don't really have the damage to deal with him. This is our 2020. No, this is just a show match that happened with SteelSeries over the weekend. They did jump out the window. Well, the thing is, like, the only reason Paris Eternal let that happen is because they had Nano Blade. So Paris Eternal is playing so far back. Ooh, the bongo. I think that's too early. Lamp. Nice. Oh, they're gonna get that lamp. They might get it before it goes down. Holy meat grinder, dude. Oh god, 0.01. Good touch by Elivote. But yeah. It was a cute play by Boston, but I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Get to see Valentine Genji. Kinda clean. Not unhappy with it. So that was like, Valentine did his job on the Genji. I just didn't think it was a winning strategy. So, you gotta give him that. I think I go back here, right? Yeah. Running double shield on Kingsbury doesn't sound real. Yeah, like, it's the best. Like, Brawl is meta. It's the best map for Brawl. They just needed to play Brawl, in my opinion. And they've shown that they can, and they have effectiveness on it. So, I agree with Liz in some capacity that they weren't really putting their best foot forward. I think they wanted to try something. They wanted to do something cute. They wanted to add something, just sort of give another look other than just playing Brawl, because it is kind of like goats. But we do go on. We go on to Havana, and it is time. Liz is very excited. Your boy soon comes in for Valentine. I think that shows that they're not going to be playing Brawl. It looks like they're going to be playing more of the dive. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a lot. Tracer soon. This is another map that I think Brawl is probably just better, but we'll see what Boston does. Because I'm a personal believer of, I agree with Paris. I think Brawl is one of the best comps in the game, and I think you can probably play it on any linear map without a ton of high grounds. Boston seems to be trying to break the wheel, whether or not they actually believe Brawl is not a good comp, or they just didn't want to play Brawl. So, that was me. Yeah. It is cool seeing Soon playing for the Boston Uprising and like not feeling like this is a throw or that Soon's career is ending. So it's hype. It's hype. So, oh god, what the fuck? Oh, so they're playing the Bastion to counter the Brawl. Alright, so they're gonna play the Bastion with the Tracer of Soon. I think Soon is gonna be incredibly fucking annoying to deal with.
But the problem is with the Bastion, of course, he does get jumped on by that Mei. He's going to die pretty quickly.
I don't know what's happening. If you want me to break this down, they're playing Tiny Overwatch with less ultimates. And Boston won. Bastion is the real winner, so big to them. I think I don't hate this idea of running the double shield against the Brawl, running the Bastion, and having Soon play Tracer to just be oppressive in the backline. Because if you're Paris, you don't have time to turn on Soon. Soon is just going to live forever in that backline, and it's going to be hard for them to deal with it. Pirate ship in 2021. Aren't you guys excited for our 2021? This is going to be a great season, right? Pirate ship. Alright, let's see how this is going to work. I don't love them staying on the cart. I really don't like them staying on the cart here. But they have more than just the Bastion. I would have preferred to see the Bastion a little bit off the cart and just have the tanks on the cart, because they were always just going to funnel out of there. But I guess that sort of splits you up for the lamp. But nerf Bastion. Oh god. Okay, let's calm down a little bit. But yeah, Bastion. Obviously, Bastion is a classic counter to the Brawl style. because it just does super amount of damage. And if you can't get on top of the Bastion, and look at this, like Soon is literally using an invisibility cloak. Oh my Jesus, just jumps through the shield. That was almost too easy, but big recognition by Dan and getting that shutdown. You'll probably see a switch from Iron 37 off the Bastion if I'm thinking about this right. I think it's going to be hard to get set up again. Something we didn't talk about is Sooner coming in for Onigod, playing that, I guess, Tracer, played Reaper.
Maybe it's possible. Paris Eternal.
What was he playing on the first point? Was he playing the McCree? This is his first viewing. Yeah, I watched bits and pieces of it, but I haven't watched the whole thing. So, I think I would like to see Iron 37 switch. I feel like you can see this is someone's like, don't worry, I will go. I will be the sacrificial lamb, and Stan1's like walking to the point like, run at me, I'm a horse. And then Iron 37's just sitting up, set up in the back. So it'll be interesting to see how Paris goes, if they're going to go for the backline or they're going to go for Stand1. Soon is also touching the point, which we're seeing Ellie Vote deal with. Alright, so there's the go button. Oh, they have the May out though, which is... Oh, the flux and the thing. Good use. This is great recognition of Boston recognizing what their ring condition is. They even actually send the Bastion and just instantly go tank form. But Punk, I think, actually plays back and then uses the flux as they're engaging. So even though they get a really big May out, they're kind of like sacking the Bastion, using the Bastion as bait. And then using everything else around that. So that was actually a really good play by Boston, actually getting the kills where they mattered.
Just kind of dove straight into him. Hopefully you can hit that weak spot on the back of the tank. Soon's going to clear out Elivote, and that'll be the payload cap.
I low-key like it though. Overwatch feels better when there are different comps for maps instead of... Yeah, I 100% agree. And I really hope, sincerely hope, because this is where I feel it is, that we might see Brawl almost everywhere. It's the kind of thing where everyone's just starting Scrim, so everyone is trying different things to beat Brawl. I think you'll see a couple of teams really lean heavily into playing Brawl, and I think we saw a lot of that from London Spitfire as well. But I would much prefer to see Brawl be effective, but also countered by the dive or the Bastion and that kind of stuff. So we'll see if that works. Brawl and map-dependent meta would be fun. I would love for that to be the start of the meta for the Overwatch League. Anything where there's counterplay is good, and not just the counterplay is to play the same comp but better. Do you ever finish that IGN? No, I don't think I ever watched the IGN interview. Ooh, nice pulse one. Even though it doesn't get a kill, it does a lot of damage. Okay, Soon got his invisibility cloak on still. Just shooting at everyone in the back. Haha! Dude, why does this never happen when I play Tracer? Everyone always shoots at me. But when Soon's legitimately invisible. Look at him go. Oops. Is this match? I think this match was played on the new ping system, yes.
But it's just a really long cooldown ability. So if you can trade those out, you absolutely do, and then you put some pressure on the squad.
I think they were playing on like pseudo 90 ping. Correct me if I'm wrong, 70, 90 ping, around that number.
Even that very first fight, he opened it up for the Bastion.
Oh? I don't know how I like this Reaper ult, but actually he got the follow-up that he needed. I guess Elivote was there. I didn't really notice it, but they are now running into a rally, which is kind of, I don't know if you guys have heard, but rally's a really good ultimate. And now nobody on Boston Uprising can die. So that's the value of having a Brig against this Brawl, right? I was talking earlier about how I don't like the Brig, but Faith showing that he can make it work. And I don't like Brig outside of Rally, obviously, but Rally is still very oppressive. So Faith making it work. I actually don't hate it against this, especially if you cannot be the target, like if you're playing a Bastion. But we're going to see them switch to Zen Bap, which I actually really like. Their point of mana is very long, right? And there's a lot of sightlines. That's why you generally see a lot of Widow being played. With Paris playing Brawl, I like that they didn't go to the Widow, but they play the Zen Bap with the Ashe. And double shield. Think about how much damage that is for Paris. I think this is going to be a really easy first half of the point. Third point for Boston Uprising. Getting through the archway is the question, right? I think if you're Paris, you almost just let them through. Like, you take one fight here in the open, I think it's going to go very well. But then you fight it. Oh, yeah, I would run. No, just run. They use Flux and Mongo? I think if you're Paris, you take this. And you just run. I think if they delay this, what the worst case scenario could happen is that they're going to not get the hold of the arch on the second half of this point. Which could be very bad. Because IM37 has Bob. The card's moving too much for my liking. I would love to see them go. Because now they have to win this fight. If they don't win this fight, they're in a really bad spot. The further the card gets, the worse it gets for Paris. So they amp and go, but Boston saw the window and just gave it up. And now Soon goes back on the card. Dude, this is why Soon is the ultimate rat of Overwatch when he plays the Tracer. Literally, he just pushes the card and makes you have to do something. Great Bob. That's the perfect timing for the Bob, recognizing that's when they were going to go. Ooh, is Punk overextended? They used a lot of ults and haven't got many kills. Alright, it looks like they got the kill on Soon. They should recover from this. That was a dicey moment. Oh, they're going to trance. Oh, Elivote with the double kill. That was an important double kill. I think if Elivote doesn't get that double kill, this is a very different fight. But honestly, not bad. That was a gamble. Oh. Punk? Punky, mate. What are we doing here? Punk with the plat flux. Hey, happens to everyone. That was definitely a questionable one. I'm sure Punky would love that one. Why is everyone still fighting? I feel like 3 more ults are being used than needed to be used. I think as soon as Elivote hits that double kill, I think that you accept that the fight is over. Oh, Soon dead? Yeah, he is dead. Yeah, this went from me not liking what Paris did to me really not liking what Boston just did. They used all of the, like, I think if you were Boston, when Paris committed so many ults and they started getting the kills, I think you just give that up and you come back with ult advantage. But instead, they've put their ult advantage into the toilet, and now Paris has the ult advantage and they get to hold the exact same point. Oh, nice window. And that just murders. Okay, yeah, time to go, Paris. They can't stagger this out. It'd be really nice if they could get the thing. All right, and here's what I was talking about before, okay? We're going into a different thing. Now you are Paris. You aren't able to hold the strongest point in the game, defensive point, especially with Brawl in the game, which is, in my opinion, here. And now, all of a sudden, Boston has full control. They have a Bongo, they have a Bob. How do you engage back into this if you're Paris Eternal? Khan has the window, and Suna has the high noon. So they have ways in, but they need to not die in the first, like, 3 seconds against this Bongo. Yeah. Okay, they get Soon, which is big, and they get the Bongo. The Bob is a problem, though. This Bob is just shooting. Oh, I am 37, clean. Yeah, I don't know if I really like that game. By holding that corner in that house, they're losing the strength of this position. They're about to get camped, and they're like, even with Soon dying to the high noon off the bat, it wasn't enough for them to cap that. So, I like the idea by Paris, but I would have preferred to see them play more aggressive. So with the metas that we're seeing and all of these different combinations of heroes, one of them that you're going to see. But that was great ult usage by Paris as well on the after they threw away a bunch of ults, like using the window to win that fight and then not over ulting. And I think Boston's done a really good job of this series of just not over ulting. Feels like Faith has been really good on holding his trigger when he needs to, like on his rally and his windows. Obviously, Punky made a bit of a boo-boo there, but I like the ult usage right now. They have good ult planning. You can tell what they're planning on doing, and they're using it right. So, same thing, honestly, for Paris. I think Paris is, like, you can tell they understand the win conditions, but the brawl composition is just very one-dimensional, in my opinion. It's, like, very just, like, we gotta go and that kind of stuff. Probably finish the interview. Either read the paragraph about tanks that is worrying. Yeah, you told me that. Maybe remind me tomorrow when I'm playing, and I'll do it, so. Soon as stun 2. Wait, did he actually stun 2 to get the double bomb? I didn't see that. I think it deployed as Punk died. Even if he did get the lamp, that was a bad flux. Like, I don't think he was ever living through the entirety of that flux. I think he thought he had more numbers than he did. Alright. Suna picks up the Widow. I don't know if Orisa can be a brawler with a kit. Orisa has been getting used a lot recently with the brawl because her fortify is so strong that she literally just doesn't die. So Orisa become a lot of off tanks have actually been picking it up in the brawl instead of playing the Xayah, especially on very close points. Having that extra shield, having the pull, having the aggression, like the Xayah was just never getting value because she just dies. Like there's too much damage that the Zarya bubbles aren't effective enough. And I think a lot of people have been playing the Orisa in substitution. We saw that first in the Nexus Cup by Guangzhou Charge, and they were playing it while everyone else was playing the Zarya. I wasn't a huge fan of it. But now with the changes to the headshot hitbox, I think you'll see more of it to counter the Brawl. I think Space played it a little bit. I saw him actually tweet about it, so.
You also have to be able to deal with IM37, who you expect to be up in these windows.
Oh, he's so nervous about someone being behind him.
I don't know if I like him staying on this Widow.
There he is.
Yeah, like, rip. I don't know if I like him staying. I like the Widow for the first fight, but I think as soon as Boston gives you enough space, I think you got to switch. I'd actually like to see him play like a Tracer or something. Yeah, I like the Tracer switch by Suna. His Tracer's pretty cracked and jacked, and I think he'll be able to get a bunch of value. If he can live in Boston Uprising's backline and just force them to look at something else other than just the front line, I think that's good. Oh, stand one. You can't make that slam versus a mate. Oh, Soon just kills one. Oh my god. Soon just took so much damage. Oh no, Faith. He is in the wrong place. Whoo! Nice play by Suna. I think that was a Boston Uprising mistake, and Paris capitalizing on that very well. That was a bad slam by Sam 1, and then everyone tried to like fix it, and it just caused everything to go wrong. Wait, they have skins on? Yeah, this is like, I don't know if this is played on Tournament Realm, so I think there's skins. Wait, no, there aren't skins on, are there? Alright. I don't think Boston stays in this fight, right? Yeah, I think it's going to be really hard for them to get to point. Yeah, like... Well, the Bob is going to be a problem. Yeah, but it's not enough. I feel like the individual decision-making from Boss has been a little questionable in this offense, at least so far. Like, I don't like that Bob. I don't think that Bob is going to change it. Like, it was good, but I didn't realize they had, like, literally no one on the cart. If your Mercy is Saka on the cart, a Bob should not come out after that. Time is using Shane. Oh, so they could use the other side. Yeah, right. I see what you mean. Interesting. Because you can enable and disable skins and stuff like that. So, then with the Pulse Bomb, doesn't get anything. I like it. I like the different look by Paris Eternal. I think recognizing and playing this Mei double shield, I think is really good. Oh, Punk is just doing a million down. He's dead though. Yeah, I think that might have been a little bit too aggressive by Punky. I think getting that kill on the Sig and then looking around maybe. Oh, that supercharger is doing some damage. Ooh, Punk's gonna grab. Pulls out the trance. I think you take those. Oh, Soon. Oh, that was a dangerous blink. Yeah, I don't know if I like that one. Dude, Punky's just getting absolutely bullied. He's just getting battered by everybody. Oh, okay, but he's getting pocketed into up to up. Okay, never mind. Dude, being a Zarya in these games just feels awful by the looks of it. It looks like nobody is having any fun. The Zarya does so much damage, but they're just permanently CC'd. I felt Punk's pain, yeah. Alright, so here is going to be a problem for Paris Eternal. So they're playing the double shield, right? Which is great because it does a great job of having a ton of damage front side and having a lot of shielding front side. The issue is I think they're going to really struggle to deal with Soon and Stand 1 while walking into the point. They need to get good ultimates, but they have nothing. So I think they're relying on pretty big picks and hoping that I think Stand 1 ints again on this Wrecking Ball. Like, Stand 1 doesn't need to get greedy on this. I think he just needs to live permanently in their backline, just rolling through them. But I don't think we should ever really see a slam from him. The orb is causing problems for Soon because Suna has the orb. Hashtag Sinatra style, and Soon doesn't. Sooner and Soon is going to be annoying to say. Okay, they're getting the picks, the pulse bombs. Oh, Khan getting Soon is a big pick. They do get the res on the set, yeah. Good brawl. Honestly, that was pretty impressive by Paris to almost bring that back. That was against the Nano. Wait, no, I think, was Myeonbong Zen before? Maybe a Nano, Valk. No, yeah, I think it was Nano before. So that was a Nano, a Valk, a Bob, and a pulse bomb. And Paris, I don't think, used anything other than a pulse bomb. So that was a pretty good fight by Paris Eternal, taking the space and getting the ultimates out. So if they can take this somewhat slow, use this supercharger to charge yeah, the rest of the ults, I think they'll be alright.
Players of the team. I'm speaking like he only just come onto the team, but you know what I mean. Merge well with the new players.
Yeah, he's looked really good. He's also had a pocket for damage.
Oh, Punky gets eaten by Elivote on the Sigma. Ugh.
It's fine. Yeah, they're fine.
It doesn't cost them too much, but that was another mistake by Punky.
Grass to come down.
How tight was that?
It's not bad. It's not yeah, he's looked really
Oh, did he just mistime it?
Merge well with the new players.
good. Yeah, he's looked
Oh, no, that was definitely still going. Yeah. I think he thought if he threw it downwards, he would have been fine, right? This was not Punk's map. Yeah, Punk has not had a great map so far.
Half a second or so.
It gets better. Oh, yeah. Like, it's just... It's not... Like, I think he's playing well, and I like that he's playing aggressive, like he needs to, right? Like, you can't come into these hour matches and just play passive. He's trying to make plays, but he's had a couple of really bad misses so far.
Boston sitting on the defense trying to
Especially with big ultimates like Flux and Grab, but...
Paris, a lot of check marks to their name, though. They're going to have both support ultimates. It should buy
Peace
them
out, croissants.
time to get to a win condition, which would be a blizzard. But Boston, I mean,
Punk and soon cleans up, yeah. And this is just the value of having a really good Tracer who just lives, like... They can't deal with Soon and stand 1 before they... Oh, that was not a great pulse bomb. Look at me critiquing Soon's pulse bombs as a Masters DPS player. Oh, yeah, that was a really good... Like, I don't know how Paris did that, but they sped into the backline of Boston Uprising without a Lucio yet, but it got them a lot of space. Oh, they're not pushing cart. That is a pretty big mistake. I think that's going to cost them a lot, not pushing that cart. Like, it was going backwards. That's how long... Oh, that would have been really bad. So now they're going to come back with the Nano. They have the Mine. Oh, nice. They don't have a Mercy for that. Big... Oh, the Mines. Yeah, I think that not pushing the cart cost them a lot there, because I think it gave Boston all the time to set up and no fear to that, like, go to the point that they can just engage on the backline.
He's keeping Naga busy down in those caves, and they will be...
The worst of Soon's pulse bombs is still better than any of his grabs. Hey, you know, everyone has their vices, you know?
It's taken teams a couple of fights where it's just brawl and chaos, and then there's feeds and it's individuals, and then it's...
Alright, we're going to Hanamura.
It's very different than just following players and being like, I'm this kind of player.
His ults throughout the entire match were questionable, yeah.
Really great about just like supporting. I support my team no matter who's on it. So.
Alright, let's see 2CP. Let's see what they're gonna do here.
Hanamura, Valentine is coming back in for Sue.
Yes, he is indeedy.
Gotta risk it for the biscuit. Grasp's hitbox is ridiculous. Just a big rectangle. They're actually matching the graphics. Yeah, and like... Obviously, it sucks, but Punk should know better, right? Is sort of what I'm saying. Is like he should know that, like, it's not even like he didn't see the hands. It was just really poorly timed. It's like Punk should have known better with that grab. But as I said, it's nice to see Boston team that is actually competitive. No disrespect. I think if you're a Boston player, it's nice to be on a team, like to have a team like their season 2 roster was tragically bad. Same with their season 3. It just felt like when you promote 3 of your academy players, when your academy team was also barely staying in contenders, like you had to raise a lot of questions. So I think everyone's excited that Boston's like really putting in the time, and they even kept the good pieces, right? It wasn't even like the whole Boston team was trash. They just really made some bad signings. Question: during Glad's match, how many jokes are made about taking space when space is killed? I don't think as many as you would think. Alright, so we're gonna go... Oh, shit. I didn't even realize. Boston. I guess it's not as bad when we're playing 2CP, because you're playing for the win condition of the Nanoblade, right? Fine. But I still don't love it. I actually think it's good against what Paris Eternal is playing right now. They'll get the Nanoblade and all that kind of stuff. Let's see if it works better. I know this map, but we'll see, because I know the results of this match, so... Oh, wow, that was a nice kill. That's actually an important kill. They killed the Baptiste. Is a very important kill at the very end of that. They will be able to go again faster. Genji, yeah. So many here, yeah, and like you can't even blame Color Hex. I think he was put in a bad spot where he was required to play almost everything. So I'm really hoping we get to see a little bit of Color Hex this season on like things that he's comfortable on when he's needed, right? It's a ball move con. Let's see how it works out for them. It legitimately. Oh, that's in return also a very important kill because now they don't have that advantage of Khan not being there. How does that kill even happen? How does Onigod kill IM37? IM37 must have gone for a pretty greedy peek and just got punished. I am not impressed with Naga. Really? I think he's been in May jail throughout a lot of this, and I think it's a May jail where he's not even playing a mirror. Like, have we seen a brawl mirror? I don't think we've seen that throughout the entirety series. So it feels like he's fighting an uphill battle where he has to play the May, but he's not playing it against ideal compositions. He doesn't feel like he ever has a good thing to... Like, I agree he hasn't got value out of any of his Blizzards, but I think he is against a team where it's very hard to get Blizzard value. So, I'm holding judgment. I don't think it's as much his fault. Naga's Ash was really good. He played it at the start. Did he? I can't remember. I'm not 100%... I don't 100% remember that. I know Onigod's usually the person playing the hit scan, but Naga's is known for his flexibility and being able to play a lot of things. Punk gets a flux. Actually gets value after losing a couple. Taking the space. Oh, Nano Faith. Oh, God. Oh, you got the Ana. I thought he, like... Nice shadow by Dan. That's a great heads-up play. And that's another ult I don't know if I like by Punk. Am I right about this flux? What do we got here? What happened in this fight before? Sorry, I was talking. So, Dan gets rocked into fucking Narnia. They lose Valentine. They lose stand 1, and they get 1 pick, and they lose and then he fluxes. Yeah, I also don't like this flux again by Punky. Gets Naga, but I think they really need these fluxes. Or, like, they need to... I guess they get the beat out eventually, but I think if you are Boston, you are wanting to use these fluxes in a way that is going to force the defensive ultimates out of Paris Eternal that'll then enable Valentine. But once again, we need to talk about the elephant in the room. We're 2 minutes into the game and Valentine still doesn't have Blade. And, like, you can't even blame him. He's fighting an uphill battle against this Paris Eternal brawl. But...
the Eternal, Neptuno sending everybody flying forwards as Faith tries to run, but ends up finishing him off.
That is a couple times, though, now in the last few maps that Punk has really gone for these solo hero plays using the ultimate. And it's not terrible because he's charging it up pretty quick and it can swing a fight, but it's something to keep an eye on.
Alright, the Nano Blade. Oh! Never mind, they nanoed Faith. Okay, let's see what Valentine can do with this shit. Let's see how good Valentine is. He can do it without a nano. Maybe you rally to take space because they're going to be afraid of the blade. There you go. All that high noon's a problem. IM37 has gotten picked first a bunch of times. He's got to be really careful with that. Alright, let's go. Bongo Blade. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Not bad, no, okay. And there's the win condition, right? The question you start asking yourself though is, was it worth the 3-minute caps? It is going to. I would say, how often do you think Valentine wins with a nano blade or just a blade? 50% of the time, maybe. Like if you're just like throwing random, 50% of the time, maybe more, 60-70% of the time you'll win with the blade. Is it worth waiting 3 minutes on that first point and sort of like giving yourself a good percentage and then just hoping something happens out of that?
It is Hanamura second.
I wasn't impressed with Valentine while watching live. Died first a lot. I don't know if I agree with that. I think he's been pretty good. Oh. That was a nice ultimate user. What did Valentine play outside of this May? What did he play? What did Valentine play on Havana?
Yeah, that's that team fight done pretty fast. Okay, Myambong. Time to go back to spawn.
What did he play on Havana?
They're going to try and stagger him for as long as possible. This is pain.
Oh no, he didn't play Havana. They took out Valentine and they played soon. I was like, my brain was racking it, and I'm like, yeah, they played soon. That makes sense. That's why I couldn't remember what he played. Yeah, right. I think Valentine's been pretty impressive. I think he was really good on the Echo. I think on King's Row is, I think, probably where you were talking about that. But as I said, he was playing this Genji shit, and he was playing Echo on defense. So it's like, I feel like
that's gonna open up.
I don't think Valentine has. I haven't had anything wrong with Valentine. I've actually been impressed with Valentine.
Can hit a really nice flux here as well. So
Beginning soon again, huh?
so scary to walk in here.
Yeah, I think Boston need to rethink their strategy. How do you ever walk up here against this May run? Like, you don't. I would prefer to see them go main and drop down off the bridge and go on the right side.
Back to the drawing board.
I think you have to deal with Onigod. I don't know how you ever win this as Boston. Like, how you just have to hope that Valentine kills everyone with a nano blade. But I think you have to go main. You cannot go top right. It's never going to work if they go top right. Don't let soon Genji. Yeah. Oh wow.
Hello?
Wait, what the fuck? Just.
I find this map really hard to crack.
Hello?
What just? What is this strat? I love this, but I'm also very confused. Oh, they nano. No. No, Boston. You can't use your win condition against a window. Oh god, that was really bad. That was really bad. I don't. That's just poor decision making by, like, that's like feeling like their backs against the wall.
The decent thing for Boston is that they're in through this first choke, right? So at least they've gotten
No, they're not through this first choke, and that's the problem. Is they won the fight too far away. Oh, Punk's gonna get frozen out of his flux. And like, I think I need to highlight here that, like, there's a lot of mistakes happening. Punk with his ultimates using the nano blade, but I honestly straight up just think it is a compositional failure. Like, because the composition isn't working, it makes people feel like they're forced to make these bad decisions, and they're not able to work as effectively. And now you see Boston switching. They go in the brawl, 45 seconds. They have to hope that a miracle happens against the Orion Shattered Diva Bomb, but I like it rather than staying on the nano blade. There were some shades of old Boston. I just really don't like the Ana Genji composition. As I said, it's cute. Oh, nice wall. This Diva Bomb from Ellie Vote is about to kill 7. Never mind, Khan is about to kill 7.
He takes down the immortality field, use the immortality field on himself. Nothing stands in the way of Khan, and look at those heads. Boston Uprising, unable
the amount I was yelling when they stayed Genji, yeah. And that, I was curious to see how this would work.
from the Paris Eternal.
And how this went to map 5. I think Boston looks way better when they are playing a good matchup. They're playing like when they played the double shield with damage against the brawl, or they played brawl themselves. I think Boston kind of lost to themselves a little bit. We've only really seen a couple of looks from Paris, with the double shield or the brawl as well. So. Are you watching Washington vs Seoul? I'm not planning on watching it. I think you should go. I'm probably going to finish after this stream ends, so you guys should probably go check that out. I'll be reviewing that scrim and breaking it down as well in the future, but I think you should go check out the mainstream. Go check out the mainstream. Avril and Pre are going to be doing their own stuff on there, so make sure to go check that out live if you want to see it. Join in on the fun, but I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of co-streaming things if there is a big mainstream going on. Mainly because I work at Overwatch League, right? On the desk. It kind of feels bad when, like, obviously I think it's a little different, but it feels bad when everyone is watching someone else watch the mainstream when you are doing the mainstream. So I think for something like this, it's going to be cool for Pre and Avril to break down, get their thoughts, because it's going to be great to hear from Pre about the Washington Justice and all that kind of stuff. And Avril obviously has great analysis. So go check those guys out, and then I'll be doing a VOD review later of that, so...
I'm skeptical of the Genji.
I don't know if I think it's gonna be on a stream. I don't know. Yeah, go check out. Liz just linked. Go to that tweet and you'll be able to check that out. Justice YouTube. So yeah, but yeah, I'll be going back and watching that. If you guys want to get my thoughts on what happens tonight, make sure to. I'll be reviewing it on stream and putting it on my YouTube as well. So. Alright, so we got the TP strat with the brawl from Paris. No shocks there, and it's going to work very well. Like, what are we doing here, Boston? Like, how did, like, you have to know that Paris is going to play Brawl. They're probably going to do another sim strat. This is literally like King's Row again, of Boston just beating their head against the comp that I just don't think is good. You know, obviously they're going to go in with what practice, and maybe they're just sort of like doing something cute and doing something neat, but it is a scrim at like the end of the day, on like a not worth anything. But I have not liked the Boston composition. They do get Dan though, which actually, if they snowball and they win the neutral games that I don't think they really should win. Oh my god, these symmetrical right clicks are like fucking rockets, dude.
Paris Eternal can come back pretty quickly. Of course, spawns are at their advantage. However, can't falling is Boston Uprising and now making.
Yo, he got faith. Oh my god. All right, that was a good hold by Boston. Now they could snowball with that.
Very good spot. Bob, Flux, Rally, Supercharger coming up, and even the blade.
Yo, what's up, Aaron Quigley? There you go. Don't die though.
Which is at those left side stairs. You saw Khan was over there as well, trying to put in some damage, but they had already lost 2 people, I believe, especially either Reinhardt trying to.
All right, now we're gonna get the Sim TP probably again. Are they just gonna go straight to point? Yeah, I'd prefer to see them just go straight to point. They're gonna have the window. What's Boston's counter to this? I guess they're gonna pull the blade. Oh, that's a good Flux. Nice punk. That was much better, I think. The wall is a little too far back, in my opinion, but Valentine blade. Woo! Valentine has been impressive. Has Valentine pulled a bad blade? I guess that one on King's Row, but so far, Valentine's hit rate on these blades have actually been pretty impressive. And maybe that's on the back of what they're trying to do. Maybe they're literally just trying to showcase their players. And if they were playing Brawl and that kind of stuff, we wouldn't have seen Valentine. Have we seen Boston play Mei yet? I guess we haven't. Have we seen Boston play Brawl at all? Oh, they played it on Sanctum on Nepal. Right? So, but not a lot. Otherwise, they've been leaning heavily towards this Genji. I wonder if they're not comfortable on. Oh, the bait TP. I actually really like that. That was pretty sick. The classic, and it didn't work though. Okay. I'm a hater, but apparently it's working for Boston. A little bit, yeah, very little bit. Not enough for me to remember it. So.
Yeah, it just seems like a composition that's going to be.
They did on attack earlier this. Oh well, yeah, but at the very end when the game was already lost. This Genji comp still sucks. Yeah, I still don't like it. I honestly just think they're winning through good mechanical plays. I don't know if they're winning because the comp. Oh, that's a big dynamite. Male then is dead. I really like that. Like Paris, they have like a playbook right here. Like they teleported. Oh, Valentine. Oh, this was a whiff. That was the whiff that would. Yeah, I think he could have cleaned that up if he had done a little bit better there. That was his first whiff of a blade. Not getting that Lucio kill. I really like the playbook from Paris Eternal of having multiple different strategies of how to do the same symmetric comp. You know, too many times we've seen in the past, people do this symmetric shit on Hanamura and they only have one TP. And once you've done it once, the cat's out of the bag. But Paris they TP'd above point, they TP'd 2 point, they TP'd on top of, they did a bait TP to point, and then they did one to the high ground and then ran across. So I really like seeing multiple things. Did I see his Bob? What happened to IM37's Bob? Oh no. Oh no. Oh wait, it just kept going? No! That's so sad. That's actually really unfortunate. I didn't even realize that the Bob ended up off the edge. That thing literally just fucking Forrest Gump ran off the edge. Just like, run, Bob, run! And he just like, doesn't know when to stop. It was a Custa Bob. That's not on me, Bob. My Bobs are flawless. My Bobs are throw it straight into the wall in front of me and then end up going nowhere useful. Soul vs. Justice. I'm not going to be watching Soul vs. Justice. If you guys want to go check that out, go check that out on Washington Justice's YouTube, I think it was. So, I'm going to finish this match, though. Sag, I'll be watching it later in the week, though. If you want to see my thoughts on it, I'll be watching it later in the week. Or Souls too, yeah. They both have good...
This guy is actually crazy on the BAP.
Yeah, Khan has actually been very impressive on the BAP. I agree with Jack. And this is just... I think this goes back to the idea of Boston, I think, losing the neutral. They're very dependent on their ultimates. So they do get the Flux, so they might be able to hold it off of here. Does Elliot have ult? He does not. Oh, this is very close to them losing this. Oh, they got the beat. That and the wall. That is going to be a problem. It's going to be a big problem. Oh, bzzz. Interesting that he stops having full charge to drop a turret. I don't know if I agree with that. Keep Only God alive. If Only God lives, they're fine. How did that right click miss from Khan? That was so unfortunate. I get so tilted at the right clicks of... Are they not going to get this? Wow. This could snowball into a finish. Oh, and never mind. Khan on the high ground. That's actually really big to get the blade out, though. But Boston does have the rally for the next time that they do anything spicy. Yes, I'll be watching. I'll probably watch something each day, unless the game's really suck and ranked. I might watch multiple. But yeah, I'm gonna be watching everything throughout the week. So I'll be watching 100%. I'll be watching Glad Spitfire tomorrow. The dynamic on duo, yeah. Honestly, they've been pretty impressive. They look good in this brawl matchup. Glad Spitfire is a great game. I've heard. I think it's another one of a matchup of someone who wants to play Brawl and someone who doesn't want to play Brawl, because I don't think Glad's really wanted to play the Brawl. Oh god, that's going to be a flashbang and a half. Literally a mini Earth Shatter. Oh, that was a big shatter though. Yeah, that was a big shatter into Mail. And there it is. Once again, I just think it's the neutral game of the blades just isn't good enough. Like they're so dependent on getting high value ultimates, and if they whiff an ultimate, I think the Boston just really struggles with that. So yeah, TP forward, I can imagine for Suna and Valentine. They looked a lot better when they started brawling. Yeah, I think when Boston plays brawl, I think Boston have actually looked really good when they play their normal stuff. I just think they're losing to themselves a little bit. So we're going to see Boston go back to this comp they played first on the first round of COF, playing the Sombra Echo with the Brig Ana. And Paris is actually going to play something similar, but they're going to play the Tracer Echo. And we're going to see, Tracer Sombra, sorry. And we're going to see Zaya instead of the Diva. And I think I like Punk on this Diva more than I like the Zaya, because I think it's going to be kind of awkward to get energy for a Zaya. Or be impactful without getting isolated. Plane. Sorry, it's very hot in my room, so I need to... You can probably close the window. One second, let me do it. More Valentine Echo, yeah. So Valentine's Echo has definitely been impressive so far. So they get the hack on the stand 1, which is a big first hack, but Naga gets slept for that. Suna got slept as well, actually, but he managed to escape. Dude, stand 1 is just in a world of hurt. I like that Paris got the point first. Oh, fat nade by Khan. Dude, Khan's actually been fucking nuts this game so far. He's really impressed me on the Ana and the Baptiste so far. This has been a really nice like first look at him, because I honestly haven't really watched much of him in the past at all. He's becoming stand 2. Peace out, Vispy.
You saw Boston was just trying to spam in with Valentine. He's trying to control that high ground, and then Paris was just having none of it. They're like, fine, we'll play on the point. They're playing on the point. Khan hits a giant anti-nade, pushes them back, and just...
yeah, I won't be, yeah. For the Washington... Oh, we almost killed Suna with that. I'll be reviewing the Washington Soul stuff later, but not doing it right now. With his own pulse pop, trying to dash into him or to try and get that stun. He had the recourse, so oh, I'm 37 gets the pick on a Naga. Oh, wow. Valentine gets Brig Bash. It doesn't happen very often. Oh, that's a dirty beam. Jack, gross. All right, that'll be the turn for Boston Uprising. About 70% though for the Paris Eternal. I wouldn't be too disappointed with that whatsoever.
No, very
good. All right.
Sorry,
so Boston have a bunch of ultimates.
As a Tracer player myself. Always makes me smile. So yeah, 7% and coming back in, and now Boston is going to be able to rely on their damage ultimates here. You can kind of just play defensively around the point and try to get the EMP. This one's going to be a battle of the hackers. It is both EMPs are going to be up. We can get value.
Oh, nice little bubble there onto Khan, but yeah, he had nowhere to run. Really couldn't even use the nade to heal himself.
All right. Oh, big pulse bomb by Suna, potentially getting them back in this fight. Alright, Valentine does have the...
Zarya for Valentine.
I don't know if I like the Zarya Echo switch because I think it can sometimes be hard to get the grab. This is a big clutch up by Stan 1 and Valentine right now, though. Dude, Suna tried his hardest to pull it together. Suna's Tracer actually might be insane. Like, he's been popping off in ranked, and it looks pretty good at this level. Like, I'm excited to see it play more now.
Putting some pressure on the point. The balls have been rolling around here. We'll see who gets the nano. The nano.
Neptuna gets the rally off. Oh, that's a big grab. Oh, are they not going to kill Stand 1? That's a Sag. They committed so much to that. I think they should be fine for this round, though. That was good. That was really well played with the rally and the grab. To get value out of? I don't know if it's the hardest one to get value out of. There's definitely some harder ones to get value out of.
Paris Eternal setting up the last fights. They got the EMP. They got the pulse bomb.
Sooner is terrifying, yeah.
Yeah, they're in a great spot here, but Boston's going to be able to be very aggressive.
Yeah, Paris has this EMP. Oh, I don't know. I actually like that. I actually like the EMP. I wasn't sure if I liked. Yeah, Suna's just putting on a clinic right now on this Tracer. Oh, rip. Oh, I really hope that doesn't cost them. Is he actually going to get caught for the... Is that going to cost them because he stood still for the Echo bombs? No, okay. Paris is going to get it. Wait, Naga isn't playing May. Yeah, Naga's played the Sombra. We actually saw that from him in the first map as well.
They had the EMP in the back pocket too. Oh, disaster for the Uprising. Paris Eternal, one more stage away from taking the Series X.
I'm just so happy for Suna. Again, it's someone who got thrown into the overall.
Is this live? No, this happened over the weekend.
Vancouver 2.0 didn't necessarily get a shot to shine, and now his Tracer play took his police exam in the off season and passed it, and he's laying down the law for sure. Yeah, this has been great from Suna. I mean, you can't ask for more Tracer than he gave. Maybe a couple deaths you would really nitpick and say, but he's killing 2 supports every fight. Like,
yeah,
interesting. Suna's a cop now.
Nothing more from the Tracer pulse bombing.
Alright, so we're going to see Paris come out on the Brawl and Boston come out on the Dive again. So we'll see how this goes. I think this might be hard for the Brawl. If they can get on Faith and Myunbong, then obviously that's a dub, but we'll see how they deal with it. I want to see if Boston makes any switches. I don't think they will. They've shown success on this in the past.
It's going to be tough really to find an angle here for the Uprising, especially for Iron 37 to really do damage. As soon as they see him...
Nice slam, but Stan 1 literally just evaporates. Oh god, echo damage. That is so dumb. He just like lands in his face. Oh, Valentine's dead.
Yeah, he also did it on Nepal too. I think it was the only time Valentine died in the first stage of Nepal. He got icicled out.
I can watch Valentine's echo over there, yeah.
Clean up for Paris on the point.
Down, set up a tent, maybe a little campfire, get a stew on the go. Paris Eternal's game plan currently is they
let's see how Boston gets away with this. So I think they need to play around these big EMPs, but they also just need to find a way to keep Faith and Myunbong alive. And also Stamwon needs to stop dying. He keeps getting isolated by this May McCree when he goes, what the fuck?
Wait, what?
Oh my god, Myunbong's pissed, dude. Oh my god, Suna's just walked it into the fucking backline of the Boston Uprising and just flash kills the Ana. That's actually the most frustrating thing as the support, to just get walked at. Both teams, yeah, I think both teams look good. I think compositional, it was a little bit of questions back and forth, but I think they both have great synergy and they look like they're making good individual plays. But yeah, definitely some nitpicky things that can be done about both teams. But you know, I think both teams did just start scrimming anyway, so it's like there's a lot of room for improvement. This is why I don't really like the Echo out of Valentine, is I feel like it's very easy to just die. Elliot's been pretty good on this Diva as well. Poor Myunbong, he was better than Alarm and Contenders, just landed on a disgusting team. Hey man, like he's on Boston now, it's time to prove himself. He was very impressive last year, but yeah, he definitely sort of shot himself in the foot with the signing to Boston.
Like this is the entire match comes down to this fight. The EMP has to connect, and it has to connect.
Yeah, this has to be a big... Oh, that was a good boot by Stand 1.
those
Oh, Valentine likes to click on things as well.
invulnerability frames even working wonders for him.
Woohoo! Okay, Valentine, I see you.
Well, but if you're Paris Eternal right now, Hex, yeah, you're pretty happy about that fight. You made Boston Uprising use a ton of ults, and you have a ton for the next.
They have to grab and rally still. I think the rally is a problem for Paris.
Terrible.
The question is, how does Paris re-engage on this? How are they going to be able to get all the space and get back onto top of Boston Uprising? Because Faith and Myeonbong should be pretty thing. And it looks like they're setting up a pretty aggressive trap of when they want to go. Feel like Punk is about to yeet this grab at them.
The biggest threat to Valentine in the sky.
Oh, I don't know if I like going in this room.
Stand one, which I could use fairly hard.
I don't know if I like this grab though.
Well, it looks like Punk's a little bit stuck there as well. He does manage to connect with 6 though, as Khan ends up going down. Speaking about not being comfortable, I wouldn't be comfortable in the grave either.
Oh, yeah, goodbye, Suna.
And 2 is Valentine. He's gonna
Given the yeet grab against a diva is ill-advised to go for the yeet grab, but
use the beats, but they did manage to get the grab and rally out to Boston Uprising though.
So Boston needs to win 1, maybe 2 more fights to send this into a decisive map 3 and the well. And have Nano.
Alright.
Maybe you just nano a brig here anyway, as Valentine already.
Yeah,
has
I don't.
and Paris for them, they're
I
winning
feel like you just nano Punky here, right?
Maybe
Nano Valentine or Punky. I don't think you nano the brig at all. I don't think there's any way you nano the brig. Oh,
They've got to be careful.
someone's playing for it. Oh, yeah, that Punky is gonna need that nano in about 2 minutes ago. There you go. There's the nano on the Punk, but I think he's still dead. Yeah. How do they turn this around? Stan 1 and Valentine just living for free.
Myeonbong still managed to stay alive. Him being alive right now is what the Boston Uprising desperately need. He even managed to take out Dan.
Wow, that was actually a pretty crazy hold by Valentine to Stan 1. Feels like Paris Eternal are getting a little too tunnel visioned on like running down the Zaya that they like Valentine's just,
They managed to get
you know, free real estate almost.
Graviton Surge out of the Boston Uprising last fight, and Paris Eternal still couldn't.
And that's sort of the weakness of Rush on control, is that once you lose control of the point, re-engaging is very linear and one-dimensional, and it gives the opportunity for these Sombra and these Echoes to just do a million damage.
It should not end any other way. Finally, Boston able to use their auto economy advantage.
Sam 1 looking better than he did on Shanghai. I think Sam 1 had a really unique role on Shanghai. I think it's going to be cool to see him be a starter for Boston, but he definitely has been good on this Wrecking Ball throughout the entirety of the series. He's had some questionable slams here and there where he just dies, which hasn't been good, but for the most part, it's been pretty good.
So that's really what changed, in my opinion. They were able
Interesting how much different teams make in the developments of players. Oh, 100%. Having good coaching and being surrounded by good players is a very big step in improvement. All right, what do we got here? Boston is going to play Brawl. And wait, what the fuck? Did they just have like an agreement that they were never going to play Mirror Comms? Boston goes Brawl and Paris goes goes to dive. We saw this literally point for point on Nepal, and what happened is Paris played this dive, but the map wasn't good for dive, and the Brawl was better. And I think I agree with it again. I think Brawl is going to be better on this map than the dive.
Different compositions, both teams thinking, you know, actually this one's good on this map.
As soon as back on the
I think it's going to be really hard for Paris to get this dive
We're going to try to go somewhat of a dive, maybe wait
off.
for a hack from Naga to initiate this. Point's not even open yet, so just posturing from position.
Soon is going to be able to stop
Nice slam.
the cat from going over. Same with the Wrecking Ball as well, to be fair.
So Boston gets the cap off the bat just for being Brawl and having the thing. So now all in... Oh, wow, that was a dirty click. Yeah, like, if you're Paris, how do you engage on this? Like, it's not like they have the Echo as well. Like, I think the difference between the Boston and Paris and when they play these compositions is that Boston plays the Echo, and I think Echo can get consistent poke damage in and apply a lot of pressure, while I feel like the Sombra Tracer just doesn't do that. So we're actually going to see Paris switch over to the Brawl as well here. Which I like, but it comes with the cost, as it always is that now they're an ult advantage behind. It's going to be hard for them to play into Myeonbong's window, and Paris just doesn't have any ultimate. So this is probably a lost fight unless they like really mess something up by Boston Uprising.
They're probably just going to play at the back of cage. Just wait for them to come in and just hit.
Yeah, there you go. There's the window. Oh, nice play by Suna. Somehow Suna is existing in the backline again, but the window should give them a lot of value.
Does find the flank, and he finds another kill onto Valentine. And 37 making his
Oh,
Backline of the Paris Eternal. However, they do manage to find the cap.
I don't know if I agree with that beat. They lost the cap.
Yeah, I'm not gonna really amount to much. 12%.
Yeah, I don't know if that beat was necessary. Maybe better safe than sorry is what I'll go for with that. But
Pine's debut on this stage in particular.
Suno was surprisingly better. I think he's been hard grinding. I agree with you. I was not impressed with him on Vancouver Titans, but like on ranked, he's been like an absolute terror, especially on the tracer. So I'm really excited to see like the improvements and like see that transition into like the competitive side of it. So we'll see.
Can Ellie eat it again?
Well, this is definitely a one fight you'd imagine. However, he's using a lot of his matrix.
Yeah, like Paris, I don't think are gonna get the ults that they want. Like Neptune got 40%. Oh, yeah, they were not ready for that window. That was a really well played window by Paris Eternal. Do not use this Valentine. Don't do it.
In the wings with that blizzard, he sees Ellie Vopers a little bit too scared to launch it straight on in. As overtime is approaching for the uprising now.
Oh, he got the diva down. That's enormous.
There's the blizzard, a perfect combo. Getting that diva down so she can't use the vents.
Oh, the counter shatter. Oh, this High Noon I think is about to do a lot of work. Yeah. Oh, I'm 37. Melee.
Two dead for him. However, I'm 36.
Oh my god.
In the thick of it all, and Faith and Punk too.
Damn.
Just getting out of the way of the blizzard so easily.
I've been personally victimized by Suno in ranked, yeah. He's been pretty nutty to me in the past. But there we go. Boston Uprising wins 3-2. That was a really good series. That honestly was a great series. Just good looks at a lot of different players from both these teams and sort of answered a lot of questions that we had. Obviously, questionable composition, decision-making by the Boston Uprising playing Valentine on the Genji. It was cool to see. I don't know if I liked it, though. And I'm curious to know if that was, like, intentional, like that they just wanted to, like, get different reps in, but we'll see. You know, it's a good precursor to Overwatch League. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be checking out the Gladiators versus London Spitfire tomorrow. Make sure to tune in for that. I love you all. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the insight. I'm gonna be doing a ton of these reviews, so make sure to like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff to the YouTube and to the Twitch if you guys want to see it live and chat live. But yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you guys soon.